Okay, so for a little explanation on the ones that you were asking about, in question 25, it does say let u be the denominator of the integral, so we're going to let u be 1 plus root 2x. Therefore, du dx is equal to, I'll think about this as 2x to the 1/2. So that's going to be 1/2 2x to the negative 1/2, but multiplied by the derivative of the inside by the chain rule, which is 2. So it's going to cancel my 1/2 and 2 there. And really, this negative 1/2 there makes that a fraction. So when I'm thinking about that, this makes my du dx 1 over root 2x. So when I'm solving for dx, I'm going to multiply that to the other side, but also multiply the root 2x to the other side. So I've got root 2x du is equal to dx. So then I'm going to go back over here to rewrite my integral. So this will be the integral of 1 over u. In place of my dx, I've got root 2x du. So this is the kind where our u does not necessarily cancel out the other x pieces. So we need to come back to this here for our u and solve that for root 2x so that I can get something in place of that u. So that means u minus 1 is equal to root 2x. Once I have that, I can put that in place in here, which is 1 over u times u minus 1 du. That u minus 1 would go on top. And so I would divide both of those by u. So that makes my integral 1 minus 1 over u du. And then I can just integrate from there normally. For question number 30, we're integrating tangent of 5 theta, and we do not have an integral for tangent. So this is the ones, if we look back in the notes, that it's best to think about tangent as sine over cosine. So if I think about this as sine of 5 theta over cosine of 5 theta, we discussed in the notes briefly that this is like seeing cosine of 5 theta as u, and then the top as u prime. But the derivative of cosine is not just sine. The derivative of cosine is negative sine. Plus also with the 5 thetas, you have to account for like that 1/5. If you don't see this one directly, what I would do is make the denominator cosine 5 theta, your u, and I would do a u substitution. So I would say u equals cosine of 5 theta. Therefore, du dx equals negative 1/5 sine of 5 theta based off of, or excuse me, not negative 1/5, negative 5. Negative 5 sine theta based off of chain rule on that. Therefore, dx is going to be equal to du over negative 5 sine 5 theta. So then if I go back and I substitute this, that's going to be the integral of sine of 5 theta over u, that's my u, times, in place of d theta, excuse me, these should not be dx's, d thetas. So in place of my d thetas, I'm going to have du over negative 5 sine of 5 theta, and that is what allows my sine of 5 theta to cancel. So then what I'm truly integrating is negative 1/5 times 1 over u du, and I can integrate using ln's from there. 34 is a question where if you recognize u prime over u, it will make your life a lot easier. If I think about my cotangent as my u, the derivative of cotangent is negative cosecant squared. And so this is one where if you do just a little manipulation here, if you want your derivative to show up on top, you just, okay, I need that to be negative. But if I multiply by a negative out front, I've got to balance it by putting another one out front to kind of cancel it out. And now I truly do see that u prime over u that we're looking for when we integrate with these, which means your integral of u prime over u is the ln of the absolute value of u plus c with that negative that we pulled out front there. In this case, that means that negative is going to hang out, and we're going to put our cotangent back in as your u. And that is all you would have to do on that one with a little bit of manipulation. And then, or if you really wanted to do a full u substitution on that, you could and make it work out as well. And then in 35, I would go ahead and do a full u substitution on this one. It's harder for me to see the u prime over u. Technically, though, if you are thinking about this as your u prime is the derivative of that. Well, what's the derivative of secant? Secant tangent. And the derivative of 1 is just 0. So this truly is u prime over u, which means I can go ahead and just integrate and say u prime over u integrates to the ln of the absolute value of the u, which in this case is your secant x minus 1. And we'd always add our plus c at the end. If you don't see the u prime over u, you can go ahead and say u is secant x minus 1 du dx and do all of your u substitutions as normal.